All right, guys, it is time for our go-home shows this month, and I think this whole month of August has been, we've been building up better and better as we've gone, I think, and we have some really, really good shows coming out of this month and leading into our pay-per-view, and hopefully our pay-per-views are going to be super awesome and productive and not stinkers. But I'm not really going to go into too much here. I want you guys, for real, spread the word if you're liking this. If you are liking this, share it where you can. If you want to share some stuff on the Grey Dog or mention it, so anywhere, just let's get the word out. Let's get some more people in here, more eyes on the product. We're starting to build more of a community as far as in the comment section, and a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun doing this. That's the first thing, first and foremost. And we're glad you guys are digging it too. So and follow us at Java Radio on Twitter, because you'll see any kind of updates and when the episodes are coming out and all that kind of stuff. So that's it. Let's get right into the shows. Let's do it, guys. Is this the third week in a row? Wow. So he's failed a drug test 3 times in 3 weeks in a row.
What you gonna do?
Oh, she just suspended him for 28 days.
I put my foot down.
Oh, snap. What? What?
He's happy about being suspended. Probably because he can go home and smoke and do as much drugs as he wants now. All right, we are at CZW Evolution, the go-home show before our Fear pay-per-view later on this Sunday. So, first thing right out of the gate, we have Cody Rhodes starting the show off by calling out Ziggler. He calls him out to the ring. Ziggler comes out, joins Cody Rhodes, but instead of any type of apology for, if you remember last week, he cut his neck and cut a little bit of his hair. He challenges him to a match this weekend. Ziggler does. He said that the entire world is sick of seeing this stupid tattoo on Cody's neck, so if he wins, he will have to remove it. Cody says that the tattoo represents his family and his honor, and he has no problem defending that against Ziggler at CZW Fear. So, we have set the match up. Cody Rhodes versus Dolph Ziggler with Cody's neck tattoo on the line.
Oh, my.
So, Dolph Ziggler's obviously the face in this, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Get rid of that tattoo.
Yeah, the crowd probably would be like, yes, thank God. Segment rating of 64. Both of these guys are pissed. So, as we saw last week, a lot of my segments failed because of people being pissed. Maybe. But either way, the show got off to a strong start. So, I'm
so we can expect a singles match between the two?
At the pay-per-view, yes. Yeah.
I didn't know if it'd be scalpel on a pole match.
No weird stip. Just the outcome of the match will be whether or not Cody's tattoo stays. So.
Gotcha.
Wait, so what does Dolph put in the line this match?
Apparently nothing. He just wants Cody's neck tattoo. So we'll see.
He's gonna stitch it to himself.
Oh my God. All right, so yeah, I'll see what happens next. So in our first match of the show, in a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, Seth Rollins defeated Carl Anderson in 9 minutes and 39 seconds via pinfall with a curb stomp, keeping his winning streak, that is, alive. So Seth Rollins is now, I think, 6-0 in his last 6 matches. Segment rating 74. Really happy with this one here. And both of them, both of them were off their game, and they got a 74. That's impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, Carl Anderson got a 56 performance here. But yeah, this is also, there's 2 kind of stories being told here, kind of still. Seth Rollins' winning streak is still intact. He's going into the Velveteen Dream match, hopefully. And Carl Anderson has been on a losing streak since losing his good brother and Adam Cole. So those are the 2 stories happening at the same time here.
Nice. I like the diverging paths intersecting.
I know.
Rollins' music is cut short as the CZW Iron Man champion Velveteen Dream steps out onto the ramp, telling Seth that he accepts the challenge he put out last week. He says Rollins' dream to become the second Iron Man champion will not come to fruition. So there we go. I guess the match has been accepted. The match is going to be set for Fear. Segment rating 86. Awesome job here from Velveteen Dream. Yeah, so Iron Man title match. Velveteen Dream versus Seth Rollins at Fear. So there we go. I'm pretty excited about that. I think that'll be a really good
too.
match.
Crowd's pretty hype.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Next up, we got Mustafa Ali versus Tonga Loa. Sorry.
Loa.
I suck. I don't know these guys.
You
I'm
said
so
every
sorry.
name but the right one.
Yep. Loa. Tonga Loa. Anyway, in a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Tonga defeated Mustafa Ali in 8 minutes and 35 seconds via pinfall with a roll-up. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought Ali was going to win.
Surprise
Not
here.
even the better of the two.
I know. Segment rating 66, not bad. I was doing a test here with these two, but there is a reason behind this match. It wasn't completely random. You'll see what it was about very next segment. Kenny Omega comes out from the back to celebrate with God after Tonga's win. This prompts Ricochet to come out and say that he respects Omega and God, and since they have been trading off wins against one another, why not steal the show this weekend with a 6-man tag match? Omega and God versus the Three Fly Crew. We're talking
Here we
Ricochet,
go.
Mustafa, and Cedric. So...
someone's working towards that Omega Ricochet match.
I mean, maybe it's been in the works for a while. We'll see. But look at the segment rating.
Those CZW fans are going to love it.
Yeah, that's a
90,
huge ass score.
91. And the funny thing is, like, this is a segment. This wasn't a match. I feel like this would be a little bit harder to get a 91 out of these guys. But, yeah, super great work here. Omega, superb work without a script. I'll make sure I keep that in mind. And Omega's performance was good. No surprise there. He's, like, fucking unbeatable in this game. So, yeah. So we have a 6-man tag match for Fear this Sunday. So, we have a triple threat match in the women's division. This is a number 1 contender match to see who will go to face Ember Moon at Fear this Sunday. In a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Hikaru Shida defeated Selena De La Renta and Thunder Rosa in 9 minutes 29 seconds when Shida pinned Thunder Rosa with the Majo no Ichiniki.
Ichigeki. You were close enough.
Close enough.
Ishigeki.
There you go. Thunder Rosa's weak link, and yes, the crowd were turned off because they didn't want to see a pre-show worker on the show. Funny enough, in AEW this past week, these two actually had a pretty decent match against each other. But
I'm
yeah.
very surprised how good Selena did.
Actually, wow, yeah,
Yeah.
55. She was right up there. Holy shit.
Well, it's because it was an eye candy match. It was right up her alley.
That is true. Yes, I did label this as eye candy because I gotta have to have 3 different match types. So, but either way, so Hikaru Shida will be facing Ember Moon for the women's title on Fear. So there you go.
In real life, I would love to see that match.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens on the pay-per-view. So next up, we had a singles match between Matt Riddle and Jeff Cobb. I was really excited to see how these two guys did here. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Jeff Cobb defeated Matt Riddle in 13 minutes and 33 seconds via pinfall after Pete Dunne slid into the ring when the ref wasn't looking and clobbered Matt Riddle from behind. He was then laid out with a bitter end, allowing Jeff Cobb to pick up the victory easily. Yes, this is a 69 rating. Both guys had exact same performance, 64. And Matt Riddle seemed off his game. So, okay. I'm happy with 69. I thought they would do better. Again, like I said, maybe the interference kind of brought it down a tad.
I still think it's because they're wrestling all high.
That also could definitely factor in. Jeff Cobb, he loves his hard drugs. So, all right, let's see what happens next. Riddle is completely fed up with Pete Dunne and tells him that this whole thing has to come to an end. He challenges Riddle to a match at CZW Fear where there must be a clear winner. What better match than in a lion's den?
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be getting Matt Riddle versus Pete Dunne in a lion's den match at CZW Fear. We are finally going to get a clear winner. There's been a lot of back and forth, cheap wins, DQs, cheating, all kinds of stuff. 74 segment rating. Really happy to get that out of these two for a segment. So, all right, the match has been set. Who will win the end? In the end,
I think Pete Dunne will win. That's my guess.
You think Pete Dunne will win? We'll see about that.
I think Pete Dunne.
We'll see about that. He's going to break his fingers off. We'll make sure that happens. Next up, we have the North cutting a promo on FTR saying that no one wants to see their boring style of wrestling in 2020. They claim that the crowd will be backing them this Sunday when they put their tag team titles on the line against them because they are the most exciting tag team in CZW and in the business. So shots fired to all you other companies out there. The North claim that they're most exciting tag team. So segment rating of 50. Not great. Josh Alexander struggled going off script here. But yeah, so we've seen FTR has been, clear contenders as of late. So we're going to be getting a tag team title match this Sunday. We come back from commercial break and we see the KO show set up in the ring here. First one of these that has happened in CZW, by the way. So Owens brings out a guest for tonight, and of course, it is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns comes out and refuses to answer any of Owens' questions, which just kind of make fun of him. Like, why do you think you didn't work out in WWE? Was it because you're the worst Shield member? That kind of stuff. Making clear shots at WWE there, taking some shots. After getting made fun of, Roman finally has had enough and spears Kevin Owens through the chair that he was sitting in. The two will meet at CZW Fear in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Will Roman get his payback from civil unrest? So there we go. KO show got a 78 segment rating. Angle got the crowd hotter. So I like it. Kevin Owens was good.
Yeah.
And did a masterful job improvising. So cool deal. We're going to see what happens between these two. Falls Count Anywhere.
Good shit.
This is their blow off. I told you, CZW Fear is like so stacked that this did not make the pay-per-view. So
is this your main event?
No, that is next match. Switchblade Jay White versus Kenta here in a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling. Switchblade Jay White defeated Kenta in 15 minutes and 57 seconds via pinfall with the Blade Runner. After the match, Jay White just walked up the ramp screaming about how he had to prove he was right because the story all along has been he says that Kenta's been holding him down, so he got the big win in his mind at least. He proved that he was right all along. Segment rating of 73. This is the blow-off of the kind of breakup between these two. Kind of fallout from the Bullet Club leader story that we did earlier in the past couple months. So, yeah, these guys are now. What's up?
Look at that Jay White rating, man.
Jay White's 57. Yeah, Kenta even kind of had a lower one too. I figured because he's really rated very well, 78. Either way though, 73. Happy with that. Both these guys are going to go on to go do separate things now. So we'll see where it goes.
Jay White might not be ready for the pay-per-views yet.
Yeah, he is not on the pay-per-view, so there we go. He just didn't. This was their blow-off, so they didn't really have a spot on the pay-per-view. I think Jay White is on the pre-show, though, so I guess you can look forward to that. So in the main event, MJF is putting his world title on the line against the unwanted member here, Darby Allin. So obviously, Unwanted got the win last week, and the whole Mountain MJF type deal that we've been working with. If they get beat, if they lose basically the regime, somebody gets a shot at his title, and that's what's happening here. In a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, MJF did defeat Darby Allin 14 minutes, 27 seconds via pinfall here. All hell broke out during this match. The ref took a nasty bump thanks to MJF decking him from behind, of course. In the end, it ended up being a six-man war with all kinds of weapons being used. MJF ended up blindsiding Allin, planting him onto the mat with a spike pile driver onto the steel steps, which were brought into the ring, by the way. When the dust settled, the ref saw MJF on top of Allin and picked up the cheap pinfall victory. So, yeah, the regime and Unwanted just came to huge blows, all kinds of weapons, like I said. Segment rating 79. I was interested because I booked this as a Mayhem-style match. So, did pretty good.
Midwest Mayhem.
Oh, jeez. Darby Allin was head back, by chaotic nature of this match, which we were just saying, that doesn't seem good for him. But
so MJF can handle a Mayhem match, but not Darby Allin.
Oh, MJF's former.
It should be the reverse.
Yeah, you would think so. Both of them did really well, 79, 74 performances. So, yeah, that was the main event. MJF defended his title successfully. So, to absolutely close out the show here, the regime scamper up the ramp with MJF clutching his title. Inside the ring, The Undertaker grabs a mic and lays it all on the line. This weekend, The Unwanted versus The Regime. 6-man title match. If The Unwanted win, Undertaker gets a shot at the title. MJF is seen screaming no as the show comes to an end. So, boom. That is going to be the main event, by the way, of CZW Fear. The Regime versus The Unwanted. So there you go.
I like that Unwanted is headlining Fear.
There, of course,
good time.
Segment rating 86. Undertaker's in there, so obviously it's going to do well. Both guys looked fantastic, did great. So, that is the end of our go-home show. Hopefully that built the pay-per-view pretty good.
That was a good episode.
There we go.
80 again.
80. Back to back. I think I had 8. Yeah, exactly 80 last week. Yeah. Super happy with this. We had 91, 86, 86. Lowest match was the women's match, but it wasn't. I mean, okay, it wasn't good, but and the North promo wasn't that great either. But overall, super happy with this show. I think it's set up for the pay-per-view very well. I was afraid. I did a lot of segments. I was afraid that was going to hurt me. I did more than usual, but it.
Well, you had 6 matches.
Yeah.
I think you have nothing to be upset about.
No, not at all.
That was a very good all-around show.
There we go. Thank you. All right. We had show rating 80, sellout at our normal arena. 1.57 TV rating. That's still not good. 1.1 million viewers. That's down. That's crazy to me. Yeah, our TV rating has dipped again. But I mean,
could it be? When does Monday Night Football usually start?
In September, so we're not quite there yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see if WWE if they dropped in rating too. 3.05. I feel like that's down as well. 2.2 million viewers. 73. So we beat them again in show rating. And a live attendance too. Alberto and Cameron Grimes defeated Sheamus and Kenny King for their main event. So I messed up on the recording for this, but CZW did sign Matt Taven. Pretty big contract here, $35,000 a month. But we signed him for 4 years, so I think he's like the longest contract on my roster. So,
and you booked him as a babyface, correct?
Yes, old school babyface. That's I guess what the default was for his gimmick. But yeah, he's gonna be a babyface for now. I might change it. We'll see. But Matt Taven has been signed to CZW this month. Cool. So good stuff.
Everyone's gotten their 2 this month, right?
No. I have only got 1.
What?
Yeah. Fuck you.
Slacking.
The Warden Internet Support recently took a poll. Oh, best color commentator. Again. Jesus.
See, folks, this is why I need to be on commentary.
Oh, my God. Never.
Welcome to the Go Home Show for Midwest Mayhem. Heading into Chi-Town Showdown. We start the episode off with a pre-show match. We have Jacob Fatu versus Shane Page in a hardcore match. A decent pre-show match. Fatu defeated Shane Page in 9 minutes 38 seconds by pinfall. Segment rating of 62. Don't need to get too into it. It's just pre-show match. After that, we had another pre-show match. It was Nick Gage and Joey Janela versus Lorcan and Birch. Poor pre-show match. Joey Janela got the win over Danny Birch with a moonsault foot stomp. Yeah.
Look at the in-rings for Lorcan and Birch. What
Damn,
the fuck?
25-35.
This wasn't a hardcore match. Was this a hardcore match?
This was a straightforward tag team match.
What the shit?
Damn.
Wow, that's really bad in-ring. These guys are like all solely in-ring. These guys, that's like their specialty.
Yeah, like they should be better than this.
I've only used them as jobbers so far, but still, that's bad.
That shouldn't affect their in-ring that much.
That almost makes me want to cut them.
Go back to the dirt sheet real quick. They were penalized. Yeah. Low morale.
Oh, really?
It says go down a little bit.
One of them's not a very good baby face, apparently.
Yeah, but
I didn't even know he was one.
Yeah, still, I mean, wow.
Whatever, folks. It's a pre-show match.
Oh, jeez. It is. Look at all that green. Holy shit.
At least you're honest about it.
A freestyle segment called Our Cheap Way of Getting High Ratings, smiley face.
Oh, my God.
Featuring Lesnar, Austin, Okada, Skrull, Gage, and Sabre Jr. This is just our opening show package.
Good.
I got 92.
Well, good. I don't want to hear anything else about. Oh, you got.
I won't add.
You're putting
I won't add anything more.
Undertaker in a segment. I don't want to hear that ever again.
All right, our opening match of the show, we have heavyweight champion Sami Callihan teaming with Will Ospreay to face Tommaso Ciampa and Jay Briscoe. Ospreay and Callihan struggled teaming together as Ospreay refused to tag out. The match ended after Sami Callihan left Ospreay to himself, and he was hit with a Project Ciampa.
Oh, okay.
So if you remember, Will Ospreay has been like rabid trying to get back at Tommaso Ciampa after a loss from him. Mm-hmm. And this is his way of kind of getting involved. He's trying to get at Ciampa still. But it's to the point of his own defeat by not letting Sami Callihan get involved at all.
Okay.
Segment rating is 71.
So just to be clear, though, Ciampa and Briscoe won, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Tommaso
cool.
Ciampa pinned Will Ospreay with a Project Ciampa.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Wow. This is a pretty big match to start the show. I'm interested to see what your main event's going to be.
Thanks. Yeah.
Everybody did good too, though. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah. I mean, Ciampa lowest was 64. I can live with that. Ospreay the highest. With RVD's contract nearing an end, only 18 days left, I wanted to book kind of a dream match that we might have never seen before. So we have Rob Van Dam versus Ultimo Dragon in this match. Ultimo Dragon defeated RVD in just about 10 minutes with an Asai DDT classic. Segment rating of 53. Yeah, just got to see Ultimo Dragon and RVD in action for once. Just a fun match.
Two Hall of Famers right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing really to it. All right, up next we have Scorpio Sky versus Eli Drake for the Mayhem Television Championship. During the match, Christopher Daniels sneaks down and grabs Eli Drake's ankle as he goes for a gravy train, allowing Scorpio Sky to get a quick roll-up for the win. SCU retreats up the ramp, throwing up middle fingers at Eli Drake in EC3.
Suck it, bitch.
Yep. Segment rating of 50. Eli Drake sustained a stiff neck. Who doesn't like getting a stiffy? Scorpio Sky in-ring performance of 66. Drake with a 50. Injury that Eli Drake worked through took a big toll, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, folks.
Yeah.
Other than that, it looks like this match could have been like 60s at least if it wasn't for the injuries. So.
The great performance of Scorpio Sky really stood out, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, 66. That's a pretty good job out of him.
Yeah. We'll
see how that injury works, but in the meantime, we can work with it. As a booker, we can work with this.
Yeah.
Thanks, Christopher.
Yeah, well, he was out there flipping him off, so he's like, "Hi."
Yeah, he's probably the one that fucking injured him when he interfered.
Oh, God.
Up next, we find Daniel Bryan backstage being interviewed, where Daniel Bryan calls for a match at Chi-Town Showdown against Brock Lesnar. He also mentions how Zack Sabre Jr. and Drew Gulak are going to go out there and get payback against Brian Cage and Taya for last week's incident.
Oh.
That's a match coming up later tonight. It's going to be Zack Sabre Jr. versus Brian Cage.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's after the tow truck incident last week.
Mm-hmm. Who could forget? And Taya ripping off the shirt, making herself the ref.
Not her shirt, to be clear. But,
no, that's for the pay-per-view only.
Yeah, pay-per-view.
Daniel Bryan struggled going off script.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that should be a really good match, though. Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar. That should be pretty.
Yeah. I'd watch the hell out of that.
Pretty big rating, I assume we're gonna get out of that one.
Following that, we have Brian Cage versus Zack Sabre Jr. in a singles match. Brian Cage is charging nonstop in the match, trying to get a quick victory over Zack Sabre Jr., trying to overpower him, overwhelm him. But he falls into Zack Sabre Jr.'s trap. As he goes for a spear, he's caught into a modified double Fujiwara armbar. Cage is forced to tap just before Taya can break the hold. Drew Gulak takes her out as Zack Sabre Jr. and Gulak celebrate.
Okay.
Yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. with a big win over Brian Cage.
I was about to say that's a big body size difference there. I'd call it an upset, I think.
A little David versus Goliath action we had.
Indeed.
Sabre Jr. with a 73 in-ring performance.
Hard of him to go for the arms, considering Cage's history with bicep and arm injuries.
Yeah, I totally knew that when I booked that.
Yeah, you. Also.
How was that a 54 though?
I was going to say your last match was like that too. Your both performances were better than the segment rating. I wonder.
Yeah, and it's like there was no shenanigans like booked.
And there's no bad.
dirt sheet then, because I don't get it.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah,
announcing. Wait,
weird.
odd face heel combination. Oh, come on, this again. Inconsistency by Brian Cage. That's surprising. Following that, we have a match that was announced last week: PCO and Skrull versus the New Day. Winner of this match gets to face Scorpio Sky with their partner for the Mayhem Television Championship at Chi-Town Showdown. And about the head good heat and decent wrestling, PCO and Skrull drew with New Day in 11 minutes 45 seconds following a double countout. The match is called a draw after both teams fail to meet a 10 count after a huge spot by PCO takes everyone out.
Wow.
In terms of ring work, Marty Skrull was head and shoulders above everyone else. PCO was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. So.
And he took a crazy bump, it says.
Yes.
So interesting. So who is going to be the number one contender?
Oh man, if only we had a manager to make a decision.
Oh shit, here we go. Here
Stay
it
tuned,
comes.
brother.
Here it comes.
With the draw, no one knows what's going on. Scorpio Sky comes out wondering what's going on. Suddenly glass breaks. You know something's about to happen. Stone Cold comes out during this and tells Scorpio Sky he's going to have to defend against one person from each team at Chi-Town Showdown. Meanwhile, SCU, Scorpio Sky's partners, will face Eli Drake and EC3 on the kickoff show.
Okay.
Yeah, little double booking right there.
All right. So we're gonna have a triple threat and a tag match for the other guys there. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
A little all-inclusiveness right there.
Mm-hmm.
Good
And
shit.
you got
good
an
shit.
80. So good stuff all around.
Main event time. We have a huge main event as we have this is not their official name, Japan Boys, which is Okada, Evil, and Sonata versus the LWO versus Samoan Dynasty. LWO and Dynasty had their fourth man, Fatu and Kingston, also at ringside. This match ended up with Samoan Dynasty actually getting the win over Okada after Jey Uso pins Okada after a double frog splash onto him. So, yeah. That's how the main event ends.
Wow. So we got full, like, basically three-way faction warfare here. Yeah. Like, you were telling me I assumed this is like a huge match. This is a pay-per-view quality match here on a TV.
Yeah.
So, and everyone's ratings look pretty solid. Nobody really did bad.
No, 60s or 70s. We'll take it.
Yeah.
The pay-per-view is going to be, I don't know if we mentioned it already, two triple threats. Okada, Andrade, and Joe facing each other, and then Evil and Sonata versus Lucha Bros versus Usos for the tag titles. And to end the show, the Dynasty run the ring, weapons in hands, keeping everybody out as Samoa Joe locks Okada into the sleeper, while Fatu hits a moonsault onto a knocked-out Andrade. Dynasty stands tall as the show fades out.
Wow. So yeah, Samoan Dynasty pretty much ran through everybody there on both segments
Ruling the
here.
roost. Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Segment rating is 76. Good way to end the show, I'd say.
So they have the momentum going into the pay-per-view. We'll see if they can hold
absolutely.
on to it.
Okay.
74.
Okay.
That's not bad. That's good.
It's better than our last two.
Your shows are improving. That's a good thing.
They're improving after our dip. That's what I'll say. That dip hurt us.
And you're still increasing popularity, so
Oh yeah.
can't be mad at that.
So we had some fun with this. Ultimo Dragon RVD. That was just kind of something I wanted to, have fun with. Nothing too serious.
Yeah, nothing wrong with
Slightly surprised Sabre Jr. and Cage wasn't higher, but I guess that was that heel face combination.
Yeah.
PCO and Skrull with New Day. I think if it wasn't a double count out, that could have been mid 70s.
Yeah.
But that's how I wanted to book the story, so it's expected.
Yeah, that's fine.
Other than that, I was happy to see the main event guys pulling out at least 70s. That's occasionally they dip below that, so them getting above that makes me happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
52.
It is.
Oh man. All right. So not a good show here from Ring of Honor.
Lost some popularity.
Yeah, lost popularity in 19 regions. Zicky Dice was used too much.
They went out of their way to say that.
Yeah. 52. Let's run through the show really quick. Pre-show, TJP and Private Party defeated the Dragunov in the South Wales subculture, which are the NXT UK guys currently that's in NXT UK. There was a Dragon Lee promo that's set up for the main event tonight that involves Zicky Dice and Ricky Starks. Hangman finally got his hands on The Fiend in a promo, which has not happened yet. It was always, The Fiend just doing the Firefly Funhouses, but Hangman finally got his hands on him leading up to the pay-per-view. Undisputed Era attacked Private Party backstage, which was pretty crazy. Got a 60. That is the second highest rated segment on the show. Tenzin defeated Chuck Taylor in a 23-minute match, which is, he has to do 20 minutes. We figured that out, but it just didn't work here. 6-man tag versus challenge for Toxic Society. This was Otis and Tucker and Falaba challenging Toxic Society, that's hard for me to say, to a 6-man tag match at Recreation, which was Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Kip Sabian. Then Trent Beretta defeated Kojima in another long match here for 49. Rhea Ripley and Alexa Bliss. This is what really got me off here. 41 for this match. It said that they do not click at all. So Luke's going to have to keep that in mind going forward, that these two really don't click. Contract signing for Orton and Moxley for the pay-per-view got the highest rating on the show, 63. And the main event was Dragon Lee defending his Ring of Honor television title against Zicky Dice. The debuting Zicky Dice here. Got a 51. So overall, not a great show here.
How long was that main event, Bomber?
Main event was 25 minutes for Steal the Show, which Luke, if you're watching this, I assume you are because you go back and watch these. You have to do 20 minutes, yes, but Steal the Show can't be over 20 minutes. So I don't know if you'll really ever be able to use that unless it's. I don't know. I don't know.
You can use it, and I'll appreciate it. I'll say that much.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind next time. But yeah, just not a really good show here. Highest segment was 63.
I think this is his worst rated show up to this point.
Oh yeah, it is. I think this, unfortunately, is the lowest show besides MWA's early shows, which we were still getting.
We don't count those.
Yeah, we were still getting the hang of things back then. So. But yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully Ring of Honor can turn it around. They've had really good pay-per-views, so hopefully they can turn this around come pay-per-view time. Let's take a look at these numbers here. Ring of Honor Battlefield, 52 show rating, not quite a sell. Wow, that they have sold that arena out like every show, but they only got 5,000. Show got a 1.72, 1.2 million. That's definitely down. Just a little bad week here for Ring of Honor. Let's go to Midwest.
Okay.
74, good turnout for audience, and 2.04, 1.5. So that's pretty.
I think MWA is going to win the TV ratings.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, definitely.
TV rating, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So
1.5
solid.
is about what we had last week, I think.
Yeah, that's about the same. So that's good. At least you're not going down. I'm still wondering why I'm going down. But what did we got here? Midwest Wrestling Alliance held. Tax Slayer Center. The feedback from viewers has been great. It has drawn a lot of praise. So there you go. Let's Eli Drake take a few days. Okay, so it's not early estimates that'll take a few days to heal. That's not too bad. All right, yeah. So with the bad ratings, we have two networks unhappy with Ring of Honor here. Sport.tv are unhappy with the quality. Also, Fox Sports. This is the big one here. Fox Sports Net. God.
They're Satanists. This is why this is.
It's because they're Satanists. You're right.
God is smiting you.
So it's going to be interesting to see what if Ring of Honor can battle back here. They need to start pulling out some better shows. Oh, okay. So we got a trade proposal here. MWA and Slam.
Ooh.
Walter for Big E.
4 appearances.
Yeah, Walter for Big E here. Are you going to take this?
Appearance-wise, this is our biggest offer yet between each other.
Now,
Number of appearances.
Now, if she hits this now, she can use Big E on the pay-per-view and
This is another trust
No, I will
thing
not
between us.
pay-per-view.
Unless you have some Battle Royal, that includes him.
She does have a battle royal.
We'll see. Well, yeah, we'll see.
Okay, it's accepted. All right, we got a
All
4 week or 4 appearance contract.
Over the field stands.
Okay.
I think it's an even trade.
Okay.
Pretty even. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure he has plans for Big E, so I'm not going to use Big E.
I mean, just let me know. Just let me know if you're going to use him.
Of course I will. Let you know.
Oh, Rob Van Dam is clumsy. I'd cut him loose before someone seriously gets hurt. Okada! That's my childhood favorite wrestler.
You should put them against each other right before RVD leaves. You'll have them for one more week, I think. Maybe two.
I'm not saying RVD's like top tier, like ever in his career. Like he's always like really good. He's always really good.
I would put him. I put him in A tier. I think as far as like obviously not right
like
this
Jerry
moment.
Lynn matches, yeah, but
no, I don't know, man.
Nowadays,
RV Van Dam was Mia Yim. Well, we know that one's probably okay. Let's see what Mia Yim's is here.
Oh,
there you go. Locker room
Entertain
poker.
the locker room by organizing a poker tournament.
That would be fun.
Should have been happening in the CZW locker room.
I want to see these two fight.
All right, let's see what's going on here.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
Wrestler's Court for Lance Storm. Didn't pick
Unhappy?
up the tab.
Wait, didn't it say unhappy?
At the bottom.
Oh, it was currently
It's currently happy, yeah.
Yeah, positive impact on them.
Come on, Lance.
And then we start off with a nice intro for this show.
Oh, my
Basically,
God.
it's just a video package for this show, hyping up what's going to be on the card. Including the matches tonight, as well as some stuff for the pay-per-view.
Okay. Well, can't argue the 88 segment rating.
Where'd you learn how to do that?
And then following that, we get this match, which was, as you know, these two are part of a best of 3 series. And so these two wrestle this time because each of them got 1-on-1. But this match ended in a double countout.
Oh, so their final match ends in a double countout. Well, dear Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So who's the winner?
You guys gotta find out.
I guess both
It's
of
just
them.
been announced that they're going to fight each other at Renaissance.
Okay.
Michael Elgin is a local pud drinking a cup of whiskey.
Oh.
He finishes his drink and yells at the bartender to get him another drink, but the bartender has his back to him. The bartender doesn't respond, and Elgin throws the bottle at the bartender's direction before demanding another whiskey once again. Bartender turns around, and it's Bandito. He hits Elgin in the face with a glass bottle of whiskey, and then dives over the bar to beat him down some more.
All right.
Well, shit.
Now the question is, did he poison him? Did he poison his drink? We've seen it happen in Slam before. We did. Hey, never know. Never know.
I personally have a few questions.
Okay.
Number one, why do they serve cups of whiskey in Ireland?
Well, it's Ireland. That's how it works there.
Okay. Where did the beer bottle come from?
They're at the bar.
That was a typo.
Okay. They beat him down with a glass bottle of whiskey. Like, holy shit, that hurt.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That really hurt.
And about that good heat and decent wrestling, Mia Yim defeated by Su Yung by disqualification because Su Yung decided to, strangle her and refused to let go, so the referee had no choice but to disqualify her. 65 rating. There were times where there was a definite lack of psychology on display. That's interesting.
The ref says she lost, but I think she won.
And then Su Yung beats down Mia Yim after the match, and Tessa runs into the ring holding a baseball bat. Su Yung backs up as Tessa stares a hole into her. Mia slowly gets back up. Tessa hits Mia Yim with the bat and beats her down with it. Then she walks over to Su Yung and kneels in front of her. Young smiles at her and pets her head.
What?
Tessa stands back up and she and Su Yung walk away together.
What in the hell just
The
happened?
fuck? She has a pet.
Tessa Blanchard, Su Young's pet. What in the shit just happened in Slam?
I was not expecting that.
No, not at all. Okay.
And then Su Yung beats down Mia Yim after the match, and Tessa runs into the ring holding a baseball bat. Su Yung backs up as Tessa stares a hole into her. Mia slowly gets back up. Tessa hits Mia Yim with the bat and beats her down with it. Then she walks over to Su Yung and kneels in front of her. Su Yung smiles at her and pets her head.
What?
Tessa stands back up and she and Su Yung walk away together.
What in the hell just happened?
The fuck? She has a pet.
Tessa Blanchard, Su Young's pet. What in the shit just happened in Slam?
I was not expecting that.
No, not at all. Okay.
And the match that was admittedly made the last minute, Asuka defeated Jordan Devlin in 11 minutes and 15 seconds by submission with the Asuka lock.
Pretty good rating for a last minute match there. Jordan Devlin getting some exposure.
You got a 73 even though Devlin had a 46?
Yeah, I don't get it. I guess Asuka was that good at
fuck?
carrying him.
Shit, I get scores lower than my segment rating, or vice versa, I mean. I don't
get it either. Alright, and then after that, Mustache Mountain are backstage cutting a promo where they basically make it clear that the Street Profits are going to have a hard-fought battle at Renaissance, and that they will walk out of Renaissance with the Dynamic Duos titles.
Oh. And there's your rating.
Nice.
Montez Ford, superb.
Nice!
Okay. Superb without a script. That's good.
And following this, we got some more ladies action about that at Great Heat and Good Wrestling. Shayna Baszler defeated Io Shirai in 14 minutes 57 seconds by submission with a Kimura lock after a distraction from Sasha Banks causes Io to take her eyes off of Shayna for a second, which gives her enough time to set up the Kimura lock and make her tap.
Good segment rating. Really good segment rating here. Good match out of these two.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, Slam's supplying the best women's wrestling of all of our companies.
Oh, I mean, I guess it's arguable, but, I mean.
After the match, Shayna tells Ronda that she went to the general manager to spice up their title match. At Renaissance, Ronda will not only have to face Shayna for the Queen of Slam title, she'll have to do it in a steel cage match.
Whoa.
Oh, boy, howdy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, howdy.
Oh, boy, howdy. I think, isn't that the saying? I don't know. I think that's the saying. I don't know.
It's your saying now.
That's my saying. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. So it's a thing somewhere. If it's not, now it is. But, okay. So, yeah, that's a pretty big, high-profile match there for that Queen of Slam title.
Mm-hmm. Another we wanted to fill time segment. Drew McIntyre was given a video package.
Oh.
And basically making it clear that at Renaissance, the general manager is intending for a number one contender to face Drew for that title.
Okay.
Oh,
And he got
nice.
it nice.
Another 69 there.
A lot of 68s and 69s.
Yeah.
And then we have our main event at About That Fantastic Heat and Great Wrestling. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho defeated Aleister Black and Bayley in 14 minutes and 55 seconds. And Chris Jericho will grab the tights of Aleister Black and to use as a leverage to pin him.
Bastard.
I know, what a jerk.
At least he grabbed Alistair's, not Bailey's.
Yeah. Segment rating of 80, pretty strong main event here. Man, AJ and Jericho. That's a pretty interesting team. I'm just gonna say that. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, no. All four of these performers are awesome. So can't go wrong. putting them all together here.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, the person with the lowest performance is Aleister Black.
And Alistair and Bailey team up is something I would never expect.
Yeah. Well, you should expect it when you're watching Slam, son.
Oh, only on Saturday nights.
Oh boy, howdy.
Shut up.
Oh, nice.
Jeez,
Nice. Not like,
what the fuck?
not your guys' night. Just nice rating. 79. Really good.
See, this is the stuff I'm talking about. You had two higher than 79.
Well, still, I mean, she's hitting her. A lot of people in the comments were saying, like, if you hit your. It helps when you meet your requirements for your show.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like your product. That's what it is, your product.
Yeah.
So, either way.
Good shit, though. Good
Yeah,
shit.
no, it's a good go-home show. Can't get much better than that. So let's look at Slam for tonight. 79, 9,500 people in 3. We can't forget those 3.
Whoa. Look at that TV.
1.82, 1.3 million. That is way up
I think that's my highest rating yet.
in the UK.
That shot up.
In the UK, yeah, that because you were at less than 1 in the UK.
Yeah.
Man, when you head back to the United States, I feel like you're gonna be like.
Breaking 2s easily.
Well, easily breaking 2s, but 1.82 in the UK is awesome because you've been down over there for a while.
I meant 2 million, not TV rating.
Oh, 2 million viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I think so.
maybe. Yeah, it's only been done a couple times, but yeah. Or wait, or has it been done? I'm not sure. I have to look. We'll
I've
talk
done it,
about
and
it.
Luke's done it, I think.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the breakdown. But really, really good go home here for Slam. And so, yeah, it seems the feedback was excellent. It seems they really struck gold with this show. So that's a pretty good
In Ireland.
pretty good note.
You struck gold in Ireland.
Yeah, at the end of the rainbow. So yeah, those are our go home shows. Slam is going to be having their last show in the UK for this tour that you're on. So we'll see how that turns out. That should be fun.
If you're in Newcastle, England, you better get your tickets.
That's it. How do you guys feel you've done this month building up to the pay-per-view? I guess, Warden, we'll start with you. Do you feel like you've done a good job building up to the pay-per-view this month?
In all honesty, the stories have been kind of wild as far as like how we got here, but I think it's been fun, and I think it's gonna turn out pretty good.
Okay. What about you, Tigress?
I mean, I think I've done a decent job with the build, all things considered. I just hope the show does well.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what kind of pay-per-view numbers you get for like a live crowd over in the UK, because usually we're hitting like in the 40s almost in the 40s, like 35,000 in the US. So I wonder what you're going to get over there for a live crowd. I wonder that too. Yeah, it should be good. I mean, you drew 9,500 in the UK for a TV, which is the biggest. So as far as CZW, I'm happy with it. I think this is going to be my favorite pay-per-view that we've had so far. So, so I think we've done good. We'll see how it turns out. And Luke, I don't know. I assume he's...
Rest in peace.
He's not here on this episode, so we'll see how his pay-per-view turns out.
Your pay-per-view's doing fine, but your TV show needs work, my friend.
Yeah, hopefully he can turn around and put out a good pay-per-view on the next episode. So we'll see what happens then. All right, taking a look at the Week 12 ratings breakdown, CZW has dipped yet again in the television ratings with a 1.59 for the television rating and just over 1 million viewers here, 1.192 million viewers, all down again even from last week with a good show rating still of 80, back-to-back 80s for CZW. Live attendance was a sellout, which is at the near the home arena there in the tri-state area. So 7,160, no change there. So CZW still getting good ratings, but lower in the television ratings. Interesting. So we look over to Ring of Honor and bad news, really bad news here for Ring of Honor. We're going to start with the show rating first, actually. 52, the lowest show rating Ring of Honor has had to date. By a good amount, actually. 58 was its lowest previous to this, and that was last week. So really on a bad downward trend right now for Ring of Honor. Television rating following suit, 1.72, the lowest television rating in Ring of Honor history so far. 1.2 million viewers, still, better than CZW, which, if your lowest is still better than other companies, I guess that's, not a horrible thing, but still on a downward trend. And at the regular arena where Ring of Honor has sold out the last 3 weeks in a row, with the same arena as CZW, 7,160, only brought in 5,931. So that actually, to me, is the more frightening number, is your live attendance is starting to dip for Ring of Honor. So we're going to see if they can recover and, and just, move up from where they're currently at. Now looking at MWA 2.04, the exact same rating they had last week. So you can't hate on that. And just slightly lower viewer numbers here. 1.533 million viewers. Last week they were 1.35, so they lost 2,000 viewers this week. Live attendance, really good attendance, 7,874. And their rating actually improved from last week, which was a 74. This week last week it was a 72. This week is a 74. So MWA still put in some good work here for a go-home show with a 74 show rating. And then we go to Slam, which actually throughout the entire episode, we assumed Slam was in the UK, but come to find out after I went through to put these numbers in, and I was wondering why the numbers went up so high, because Slam actually had a show in the tri-state area. It was not in the UK, so I guess they came back to the USA just for one show, for the go-home show, and then they're going back for the pay-per-view. So that's why the numbers spiked back up for Slam here. 1.82 television rating, 1.367 million viewers. And the live attendance, that's the big thing here. This is the first ever television show with a 9,000 live attendance number, with 9,503. So no other company has touched that number yet. MWA is the only company, I believe, that is hit in the 8,000 mark. Yes, that is true. Yeah, MWA is the only one that even hit 8,000. Slam hits 9 here. So big live attendance number there. And a show rating, very, very solid, 79 for Slam. So overall, back in the U.S., good numbers here from Slam. Not quite what they were before they left. They were hitting 1.7 million viewers, and they were up in the twos for the 2.29s they were hovering around. So did dip a little bit. So we'll see what happens when they come back full time, if they can rise back up to those numbers. So that is your Week 12 ratings breakdown. Back to back 80s. Thank you. I'm happy. I'm super happy. Everybody's doing pretty good. Luke is struggling. Luke is struggling a little bit, but I think he's going to turn it around. I mean, I assume he's going to turn it around. I don't know, but this is a war, so his direct opponent rival there, Warden, I don't think wants him to succeed. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, I want all of us to have good shows and stuff. So I'm sure he's going to be fine. But our pay-per-views, guys, which shows, what matches are you looking forward to the most? Are you looking forward to the CZW pay-per-view the most? Obviously you are. But is it MWA? Is it, who knows, maybe the Ring of Honor. You've really been liking the Ring of Honor build maybe, and they just haven't quite pulled the numbers that they should be getting. Or is it Slam? Slam's always probably, it's probably Slam. The answer is probably Slam. Everybody loves Slam. But that's it. They're finishing up their UK tour over there in Slam. We're finishing stuff up in the United States here in August. I think all of our pay-per-views are going to do good. I think they're all set up to succeed. And I, for one, am super excited to show you guys what's going to happen in CZW at Fear. So that's it, guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Please, please, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell thingy mabob. I was going to call it shit, but apparently it's important, so I shouldn't do that. And follow us on Twitter at Jobber Radio, and our stuff over there on the side. You can follow the independent companies as well. That is it for now. We'll see you on the pay-per-view episode next time.